Welcome back to the Flaherty Solutions podcast. I'm Erin Flaherty. This is Kevin Flaherty.
With a beard.
I love your beard. I don't know. Yeah.
It's different.
You've
people.
never had it except when you went to Alaska.
Yeah, and Killington. Alaska and Killington.
And I'm not sure if it's going to morph into something softer. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
We'll see. You know what I was thinking a couple seconds ago? Because today we are talking about social media and your business. And if your business isn't on social yet, well...
You are now.
Yeah. If you have a business, you're on social. But I was thinking how you and I didn't plan anything except that. And we have different perspectives. Not differing perspectives, but we have different experience and perspective with different platforms. So this is sort of like a jam session for our podcast where we're like, let's just get together and jam.
I was literally about to write down all these topics, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that. Let's just go raw.
Let's go jam.
Let's just get jam.
Right? It's a jam session.
You're a musician. I'm a comedian, so I say raw. Eddie Murphy raw. But yeah, I gotta do my feelings in a jam session.
Who's the comedian that we watched the other day that everyone has to check out?
Bert. The guy that takes his shirt off. I can't pronounce his name.
If you have Netflix, and is it Bert?
Bert something. Something like...
We are very picky about comedians.
Yes.
And we were laughing our you-know-what's off.
Yeah. We sure were.
So social media.
Today, this podcast is brought to you by Stella. That's right. Stella, thank you. Actually, no. We bought this ourselves, but after the day the kids gave us, yay, homeschooling.
I'm still on water. I'm trying to do the Dave Hollis method where when I want to drink, I go for a run or something equivalent instead. I'm just happy that...
It's not the homeschooling, it's the distance learning.
Distance learning blows.
Yeah.
Blows. It's way easier just to homeschool your kids and figure out what you're going to teach them.
Yeah.
Because I've done it.
Today was a terrible day. It was at 9:48. I knew I was having a beer.
Still holding out. I'm almost at my it's been long enough. I can make it till bedtime. Yeah. So
good for you. Good for you.
To each his or her own.
This is my Zoloft.
Zoloft has a T at the end.
I don't care.
Zoloft.
No.
Maybe not after you have a couple beers. Zoloft.
Zoloft. All right, let's get to social media. Since you want a jam fest.
Well, you are by far the more experienced one. You have experience with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Did I miss any?
Twitter. Twitter is a fire dumpster. And if you don't know what a fire dumpster is, it's just where...
Dumpster fire, I think it is.
Dumpster fire. Fire dumpster.
Yeah.
Toss it around. Twitter is amazing for financial, what's happening on Wall Street and just different perspectives. But it is literally a place where, Facebook's gotten bad over the years, where people kind of start stirring the pot, especially politics. People on Twitter actively go on just to stir the pot. The comments,
make people upset.
The comments get nasty. So I have for your business, I don't know if Twitter is valuable, so we'll skip over Twitter. But YouTube, like you said, Instagram and Facebook.
LinkedIn, which
LinkedIn's hard.
It is hard, but I hear great things about it. But I also don't know how much, I don't know how much business has been gotten from LinkedIn. I just don't know.
I hear the one-off stories on LinkedIn, and they've never worked for me.
I'm amazed how much I can't get into LinkedIn because I'm a business freak.
Because it's the white collar, I work for IBM.
Really?
They're true? Connecting and you're connecting with recruiters, the recruiters pulling you over for IBM to another big firm, and you're getting paid to do that. So,
but I love Facebook, and I'm LinkedIn's sort of like Facebook for business. So why aren't I into LinkedIn? I don't know why I can't get into it. It is really boring.
Because your social network you connect with, they're either exactly what you do on LinkedIn, or they're nothing. They're your friends and friends of friends, and you don't really care what the transport company is doing and what their mantra is that day. So that's where it becomes boring.
So I want to say this because I feel like with social media, this is the biggest point ever. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to market my business on social now. And they start like blasting the crap out of their audience with like, here's what I do. Here's what I do. Buy my flowers. Buy my, like, they start like hijacking their
the
page,
feed.
the feed. And that's not the way to do social media effectively. So I kind of want to start by being like, I know I said I was going to open it up to you, but I'm like, let me get this out, you know?
Yeah.
There's a book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, which explains how you do social perfectly. And it's actually an older book. Like, it's like 7 years old. So it's not, you know, when things have become even more blown up since then. But it shows how your jabs are your things that have like nothing to do with your service, or they're just offering value. They're just, I'm putting out value for free about what I offer. Like, but I'm not asking at all. I'm not asking for the sale. And then the right hook eventually is like, here's how you can support my business. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So does that make sense?
So in layman's term, for you that offer a service or offer a product, what she's saying is your post shouldn't be like, buy my product, buy my product, buy my product, come to my product party. It should be the reason this has worked so well for me is XYZ, and you share a personal story. You don't say, buy my product. You just say, oh, Barb bought this, and it took 10 years off her skin when she bought it.
That's still the
that's
right
part
hook.
of the hook, but the main point I'm saying is it's not buy my product.
No,
it is
very seldom.
Or you're just telling personal stories of just who you are as a human being.
That's the other thing I wanted to say is that on social you almost have two personalities. You have your this is what I sell personality, and when you're providing value, like we own a bookkeeping firm. I own a bookkeeping firm. So I might offer value. I might teach someone how to know if their books are correct or not. I might post something like, here's free information that I don't have to give away, but I'm going to give it to you. It's yours now. You don't have to buy from us to have it. So it's free information.
Correct.
But then there's also this persona where I'm Erin. Yes, I own a bookkeeping company, but I also like red wine. And so I might be like, here's this red wine I tried, and it has zero to do with my bookkeeping business. But people, like, do you want to talk a little bit about what people
relate
want?
more to that? So number one, if you own a business or a professional service, which is a business, and you want to be on Facebook, have your personal Facebook page. That is your personal page. Have your business page. Once every 2 weeks, I would say, you want your business to spill over into your personal. If you take your personal page and you're like, buy a house from me or do this, your friends will no longer interact with your comments. When they do not interact with your comments, your post. When they no longer interact with your post, they no longer will see your post. So keep your personal page. If you have a network of 800 and every time you post the kids, it gets 200 likes and it gets 50 comments, don't stop that. With your business page, you're starting from scratch. And you've seen this happen if you've done this in business, where 200 of your friends, you blast it out to everybody, follow my page, and only 200 follow. And the first post you put up, you get 100 likes. Then the next post you put up, you get 50 likes. It keeps going down. And then eventually you get to, 4 likes per post. And it's like, oh my God, why do I even do this? So number one, keep them separate. And every once in a while, if you have a very impactful post from your business, you should share it to your personal and then encourage your other friends to share it, or your ambassadors, the people that pump your brand.
Because at the end of the day, they like you.
They like you. And on your business page, give them a reason to follow it. Don't just put, hey, my product is 20% off instead of going to the grocery store. Make them like you did on your personal page. Share your personal story. Share what's real on your business page. Don't just always be perfect. Let them know that you failed.
People eat up flaw.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I knew our vacation episode was going to get so much because it was like no makeup, like in a hotel bed, like, blah,
Yes.
I knew it. And you were kind of like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, let's do that. Now, you have so much experience with YouTube, number one.
Yes.
And YouTube's its own special, right? It's its own special child. But you know a lot about the comments and like basically the activity that you were just speaking to.
Well, before we go into that, let me say with Facebook and Instagram, you should have your business. And it's just a marketing arm for you. It is not your only marketing arm.
It's not your store or your website.
Yes. It is a vehicle to drive traffic to where you want them to get to purchase. YouTube, I think, is unique that you can just literally start creating videos, and then a business can come follow. And that's where I am actually with YouTube. I just passed 1,000 subscribers, so thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. And
you're like the only person that can high five in this world anymore.
That's right, and we do it so well. And then 4,000 hours of watch time. So people have watched my videos for over 4,000 hours, which is kind of like mind-blowing. But anyway, I'm going to start getting paid by AdSense. Google's going to pay me up to 55% of the revenue from the ads that are sold, and they pick them, and that's the video you click after 5 seconds to say, let me get on to the video. That's actually surprisingly going to be a fraction of where I take my comparison cooking next.
Do they have to watch the ad for you to make money?
The longer they watch it, the more I get. And if they don't skip it, or if they click on the app, or they click on the product, I get more. Okay. So you start with very little, and then if people are very like, oh, it's cooking, and the ad was of a grill that I really want to buy, and they click on it, then I'll get paid more and more and more.
Do you watch YouTube ads?
Sometimes, yeah.
Just to support your friends, or do you actually
50-50.
Are you ever like,
sometimes
this is captivating?
I'm super interested, especially with movie trailers.
Yeah.
Movie trailers, I'm like, oh my god, that looks amazing. So YouTube's its own beast, but staying on Facebook and Instagram, you really have to play. And let's back up and say you should only do one post a day on both platforms for your business. Instagram, I would not try to grow a brand on Instagram. I would sell a product you are already selling on that platform.
On Instagram?
On Instagram. I feel like it's easier to get people to click through and make a purchase than it is to drive them to a service.
I see what yes. I think I got 0 from Instagram when I was posting. And that,
when you're a service-based business, people on Instagram are for instant satisfaction. There we go. It's been a long day, like I said. 9:48 with the beer with the kids. Oh.
He wasn't drinking at 9:48. He just knew.
I knew it was going to be a long day. Anyway, people are watching super short clips on there. You're not going to drive traffic to your YouTube channel for them to watch 10 minutes of video. It's just not going to happen. So I think a better product would be, like makeup, hair.
Something like just instantly aesthetically pleasing,
pleasing.
Like just instantly.
I would see them I feel like they do better because you can tell a short story. You can throw out a quick makeup tutorial. But back to, hey, I'm putting on makeup, buy my makeup. No, you're the brand. Make them love you. Show them your life. And
show you without makeup.
Yeah. And with Instagram, it's tough. You have to be a little artificial. I think you have to paint the dream. Like, I'm living this life. Don't buy my product because I told you. Buy this product because
you're following the journey and not just the person.
Yeah. So that's where I've been on Instagram hardcore for over a year. I'm hardly on it anymore because the value add doesn't increase my YouTube subscribers and watch time. But I do see people that have a product to sell be very successful on that platform. I'm not selling products now, and quite frankly, I'm just happier with the YouTube platform and the Facebook.
But talk about like engagement. You know how you were saying like your friends commenting like on Facebook?
Yes.
Where if you're commenting and your friends are commenting, like tell about the value for that.
So everything, and most people track this through Facebook. If you put up a post and you get 200 comments and you get 300 likes, Facebook will put your post back at the head of the line for your other friends to view. They're like, this is very engaging. People are engaging with this post. There's something to it. I want to push Aaron Flaherty's post to somebody she hasn't seen in 5 years and haven't commented because everybody else commented on this. They want to drive that engagement because that keeps people on the platform longer. Same thing with Instagram. Same thing with YouTube. Now, what I'll say is all those platforms, the more comments, the more likes, the more views you get, the better it ranks you. But Facebook and Instagram penalize you for not being on all the time. Where YouTube, I have to post a video once a week, once every 2 weeks, but I have content that people are actively looking for. So they're like, I really want to know how to make a cheap steak into a delicious steak. I made that video back in last April. It's a year old now. And it's gotten over 14,000 views, which is not that big in the big scheme of things. But I don't have to be on YouTube for that to get boosted. It's just, it ranks because people are looking for it. With Facebook, if I'm not engaging with my community of friends, then when I post something, nobody sees it because I haven't interacted as much.
But on the flip side, some very good advice I got from Rise Business when I went in the fall was don't pay attention to likes. Because how many times do you scroll past something on Insta or on Facebook and you don't like it, but that doesn't mean you didn't see it.
And that is true. So it's not like I don't post on those platforms to promote my latest videos because it does drive some traffic. But for Instagram in particular, I no longer spend 2 hours a day liking everybody else's stuff.
Like Kura stuff.
Just to try to get my view to the top of the page because it just doesn't bring the value as just going on YouTube and doing my YouTube thing.
But I think that's encouragement too, to when you decide to not pay attention to the likes, or what they say is the engagement level. Like if you pay no attention, then it'll help you put yourself out there more. Like if you have something to say, get on there and say it. If you have if you're afraid to get on a Facebook Live, just do it. We've talked about just like not caring.
And that's very important. And to piggyback on that, guess what? Like I said, you invite all your friends, they all show up, and then you post, nobody listens. Or they do the first time, they do a little the second time, and then the third time, nobody's paying attention. Don't stop. Don't stop doing it. Because once you finally do hit it and you start to make it, you're going to look back at your first videos, your first post, and you're going to be like, those were horrifying.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere to build a foundation on. And when you build that foundation, next thing you know, you're more comfortable talking behind the camera. You're just talking to a group of friends. That's where you want to build. So that's where you need the few likes, the few engagement.
And the practice, and
it's
the confidence. And everybody who's ever done anything well started out horribly at it.
Yep.
I mean, everybody had that first whatever, and that's awful and trash, and they just had to keep doing it and realizing what people liked about it and what people asked about it, and and just finding their own voice, what they want to say. I mean, you just have to do it. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. The less perfect it is, the more likes it's going to get, or the more attention it's going to get. Because that's what the internet wants, is authentic. No one actually wants that. They want that perfect story, but they relate to the imperfect.
Correct. So you just mentioned two key things. This is for YouTube, but it also plays into Facebook and Instagram. If you go out there, and I'll just use food, for example, and because that's what I do, and I make a video, the perfect steak you will ever make, and I go and I lecture you for 10 minutes about how to make the best steak ever, I get half the amount of comments I normally do. I get a tenth of the amount of comments. I left no room in that video
for like humility,
for wonder. You show up, you watch my video, like, this is an instructions, I gotta follow it the way Kevin says to, instead of me going, oh my goodness, this is a really nice cut of steak, I'm super nervous about cooking it this way. Have you ever gotten really nervous about cooking your food this way? And you're giving your audience a chance to say, wait a second, this guy's like me. I've been that nervous. You should throw it in the oven at 300 degrees, take it out, yada, yada, yada. You're giving room for your audience. You've opened the door. And what you want to do, and this is the same thing with your Facebook posts. If everyone's like, haha, me and my perfect family at the beach, woo, you left no room except for like super haters. And that's just going to get ugly. But if you're like, my family and I went to the beach and I thought I had everything set up perfect.
Right. And there were like snow cones all over shirts and, you know, I mean.
Has anyone ever dealt with this? People then have a door to open up to engage with your brand. All right. And you have to think of your Facebook business page as your brand. It's part of your life and it's part of your overall brand.
More on that. And we've talked about this before, and I think you really liked this analogy is, so the internet, your audience loves authenticity. They love knowing that you're human, and even though you run a successful business or you have a happy family, that there's some struggle in there because humans connect on struggle. Be careful with that to tell the story, but tell it when the failure or the struggle is a scar and not a scab. And this came from Amy Porterfield, and she's an email marketing guru, social media guru, but mainly email marketing. And because if you tell a story that you're a hot mess and you haven't figured it out yet, that doesn't offer anything. That doesn't offer. I mean, it's nice that it's like, yeah, me too, girl, but it doesn't show how you solved it. It doesn't provide value. So you want to say like, yes, I fell on my butt. But here's how it either benefited me, even though like maybe nothing good came out of it, but here's how it benefited me in the long run, or here's how I solved the problem. So don't tell the story while it's still oozing. Tell the story once it's a scar and you know what happened to resolve it completely in some way.
Think about it. When you go to the movies, what happens? All right, there's a protagonist, the main character. All right, normally in that movie, whether it's a rom-com, romantic comedy.
I'd never heard that until the other day.
Whether it's a superhero movie, you know, life is going on good, and then there's a dilemma. There's conflict. And then at the end of the movie, there's a resolution, and the protagonist 99% of the time comes out on top. Mm-hmm. Your YouTube videos, number one, have to formulate a story. Your Facebook posts, like you just said, don't say just when the conflict's happening. Wrap it up with you being the protagonist, coming out on top, or having some type of discovery.
Or to be continued tomorrow, or something to where it's eventually got to resolve.
So one of my friends, that's a big YouTuber, makes good money YouTubing. Google flew him up to New York City, and he had a week where YouTube experts were like, "We're gonna just throw up on you all this awesome YouTube information on how to go from like making $100,000 to making $1 million a year on YouTube." And more. And so it was very eventful, but he said the best part of the whole YouTube week was they only spent an hour on this, but they spent an hour on storytelling and how big theaters or movie producers spend millions of dollars producing a movie to tell a story. You need to do that in your post, in your videos. You need to tell a story. And that's what draws in an audience. Mm-hmm. So you're getting very, very high-level secrets from YouTube.
You were saying earlier, you're like, what happens when you go to the movies? It's like you get arrested today. We're still in the COVID-19 quarantine. But but so sort of pivoting, sort of going off on a tangent is when I went to Rise Business, Rachel Hollis was talking in the audience to a husband-wife team who own a golf cart brick and mortar shop, and they were not on the internet, or maybe they were, but they really
weren't paying attention.
Not.
Yeah.
So her whole thing was, don't post about golf carts, like hardly ever post about golf carts, but have your business page and become become the local experts on food. Like our realtor for our investment property, Ken Island Kathy Higginbotham, she is a realtor, but she is promoting our county's takeout like crazy, like every day. We're laughing. We're like, Kathy, you got the munchies like every day, and we know what you're doing. It's fun to laugh at. You know that you're trying to you're not just trying to be like real estate. You know, buy from me. I mean, you know,
she's helping the community.
But she is helping the community, and she's posting daily, helping the community, but still. She's the one posting, so it hopefully helps her. That's like, wow, there's that Ken Island Kathy posting
the branding. The branding's incredible.
But she's not talking about houses.
Yeah,
she's talking about food, which has nothing to do with houses. But if you become known as the expert for takeout right now in this time, you're helping your community and you're becoming an expert in something that's more personal than just buying and selling houses. Yeah. So,
and I'd say, out of all the Facebook and Instagram posts I've seen, top marks, like by far crushing it with
Kathy?
With branding.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Like if you and you know, my friend that went to YouTube in New York, he was like, copy me. He's like, if you want to completely mimic everything I do on my shows, which I don't because I still like original, but don't be afraid to see a winner and pick up some things. Like one of the things I do in my videos now at the end is I do Traeger versus Weber comparisons sometimes. Well, if somebody searched that, they're interested in that topic. So at the end of the video, I go, if you liked watching me compare Traeger versus Weber, I have a few other videos and I point up to my left because I can put those videos right on the left at the end of my scene and you're driving traffic. I didn't know that. One of my friends, another YouTube friend, told me, hey, like, I was told to do this. Start doing this. Mm-hmm. And so piggyback on success.
There's another thing that Kathy does really well that I've read about in Jab, Right Hook, where you use current events to cater to your own business. So be timely with what's going on and make that into an ad for yourself when, you know, even if you're not asking for the sale. There was one where Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were leaving the royal family, and Kathy posted an ad that said, wanting to move away from family, I can help you with that. And it had a picture of them. So if you capitalize on current events and make it catered to your brand or what you offer, that's going to be memorable.
Yes. Last thing I want to talk about is a Rachel Hollis topic you learned about. So I'll let you take over and finish this out. But whether you think social media or online can help you, you are, what did she say? You're a service provider, you're an online presence, you're a product.
No, it's service, product, or experience.
Experience. And so I totally butchered that, and you're welcome.
That's okay. No, but she also said, at Rise Business, she said, the internet, if you are not online, the internet will eat your lunch. And we're finding that now.
And that's what I meant with the entertainment. If experience, golf carts or a realtor. Tell me a story why I should follow you. Give me an experience why I should keep liking your post. Well, be a presence other than I'm selling a house, or if you're in makeup, like buy my makeup. Create an experience of engagement that I'm like, damn, I can't even use Arbonne.
Well,
but I want to buy it from you.
And Rachel's point was you are in all three, and you are, well, more importantly, you are all in the experience business. Yeah. So a lot of people think, oh, experience, it's a spa. You know, it's a service, but it's an experience. You go, and so her argument was, I don't care what you offer, you are selling an experience, or at least you should be, because people aren't going to come back if you're not. And
taking that a step further, I think that experience should be your online presence experience. Like,
now it has to be.
Now it has to be. And if you're not utilizing that and kicking butt at it, but guess what? You're probably not kicking butt at it because it's new to you. You got to find out what works for you and do that. All right. Like I said, you can copy some people, but if that doesn't work for you, find out what's comfortable for you.
One more thing. Don't apologize if you haven't posted in a while, because nobody cares.
Yes.
No one noticed.
Yeah. Yeah. So the key takeaways I want to leave you with, wrapping this up, is what Aaron just said. Don't apologize. If you haven't posted in a while, you got busy, don't apologize. Just put up your next post. I don't want to hear it. I'm so busy.
No one noticed.
If you're selling a product, stop posting buy my product every single post. All right. Give them an experience. Create the experience.
Every 4 posts, you can ask for the sale.
Every 4. So give some room to be a human being in there. Those are the big takeaways.
And offer value. Give away part of your service for free without asking for anything. Like, here's how you do A, B, and C. Like, teach them a part of your job that no one would know unless maybe they work for you. Like, that would be, and don't be afraid to give it away, because no one's going to like run and start a business like yours just from free information you gave. So they're thinking, wow, she gave this away for free. What does she give her paying clients?
Yeah.
So
the perfect example, let's do a real life example, that if you're a realtor, you would want to post, here's how to properly stage a living room. Here's how to properly stage a front walkway or into, and then post 3 would be like, shoot me a message if you ever need help with this.
Right.
Or then post 4, if you ever wanted my real estate practice.
Right.
Or you might add another, like, here's how you stage a bathroom.
Post 1 could just be like, here's my dog. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? This is me and my dog.
Yeah.
Nothing about real estate except maybe the page name. And then here's how to stage a living room, or which kitchen do you always feel like, which kitchen do you like best? But it's not always like, come to me. People know what you do. But then number 4, are you looking to move? Please consider me, for your services.
At some point, you always have to ask for the business.
You do.
Don't be shy about that.
But 1 out of 4 posts.
I've friended people, and the first thing they're doing is instant messaging me, hey, like, would you like to come to my party? No, I don't. I want to be laughing at your jokes. I want to be getting to know you. Don't hit me up just because I liked your page. Mm-hmm. You got to build that confidence. So you want to create that content pipeline. All right. Anything else on social media?
Did we hit home the main points? Like, not apologizing for posting, post regularly, don't care. Like, don't worry about if something got likes or not.
Yeah.
I really think we said it all. I can't think of big takeaways.
There's more advanced stuff, but I feel like we covered a lot. If you want further advanced stuff, like you think you're doing a lot of these things, there are other tips we know and can share with you. So just feel free to reach out, because I've been doing social so heavy 2019 and actually all the way back to 2014 when I was doing the app. Way too much social. But there's other tips like going live. But I'll just leave it at that the algorithms and everything is really boosting right now. So that's it. I'm done. I'm ready to grab another beer.
That sounds good. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please, it helps us if you find value in our podcast to like, subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Stitcher, right?
We're on like 8 of them.
Like,
if you can't find us
where you can find us and like us and recommend us if you find value, and we will see you next week.